Brooksy's going where, Brian, tonight?
He's going to see Norman Cook, a.k.a. Fatboy Slim.
Okay, Norman Cook. I'll tell you a person who's been calling, wanting these tickets. Let's go to the open line. Matthew from Collaroy's there. G'day, Matthew.
Good evening, Sugar. How are you, lads? Before I get underway, can I just say one thing? Sam Rockwell, take a bow. Great. Rocking and railing. Man.
Well, we were speaking about that. To put it in rugby league parlance, we were saying, Matthew, that Manly got absolutely railed by the Warriors last week.
Yeah,
you could say the Brisbane Broncos got absolutely railed by the. It's my new saying.
What a great show!
And mate, the Cowboys have had successive railings. Myself and the underlay Joe, we were discussing just before. We said, is it the greatest monologue you've heard since Christopher Walken on Pulp Fiction with that uncomfortable piece of metal in his ass? I think it is.
Yeah, it's pretty good. We started the show off with getting your best scenes or from movies or TV, and that featured heavily the Bruce Willis and Christopher Walken, and I wore this watch up my ass. But the thing with White Lotus, we don't want to ruin it for people.
What a great show!
I did not see it coming, and that's some of the best stuff. I didn't know where he was going.
Yeah,
when he took the hat off, when he went to Bangkok and he took the hat off and stood there, I went, Sam Rockwell.
Yeah.
I said, well, that's a nice surprise. And then when he sat down, I actually thought initially the scene was a bit that whole dynamic before them was a little bit boring. You know, they're talking about, they're going to bump someone off, whatever, and they just chat backwards and forwards. And then he spoke about how he'd given up the lager.
Yeah.
And he'd found God, and one of the reasons why, and progressively, it just got better and better and better. And Trish and I just hugged on the couch
and just said, "We're 2 peas in a pod."
What about
2 pegs in a pod?
Kobe and I sit on the lounge watching the show, and then Nashy comes through and he's going to the kitchen and he's driving us mad, and I've pressed pause just as the cougar is about to launch into the little magician. And Kobe goes, why'd you pause that? We don't need to pause this. I said, yes, we do.
Yes, we do. All right, Matty.
How you blokes going too? I know you're both doing a 30 hard.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm doing 30 hard. Sugar's doing something. What are you doing?
Be Better 30.
Be Better 30. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's pretty tough.
In what way? What's Be Better 30?
Be Better 30, Matthew, is 45 minutes a day of concerted discipline. So you could go to the sauna.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
How's that going for you, Joel?
Going good. Thank you, Matthew. Yeah. Thoughts?
No, good. I like that. Be better. It's a self-improvement's an infatuation of mine.
Matty, what's a better scene? Before we start talking rugby league, because our listeners froth when you talk rugby league, what's a better scene? Was it the Sam Rockwell last night, or was it Armando just going to town on the Blake's Chaminda in the first one in Hawaii?
Oh, still the first one.
Yeah, me
the
too.
First series. Yeah, that scene is it's brilliant.
He just went to town on that blurter like a Bay Marine.
It's really good. I'm really enjoying this series. It's all coming to a head right now.
Yeah.
And the opening scene where people are firing bullets, firing the gun. I'm still trying to work out who exactly that is going to be. But I tell you what, it's so realistic. I was watching it last night. I was almost getting pains in my chest through anxiety with the old man. Where the business has gone bad, mate. I was saying, this is painful. I'm feeling his anxiety. As we know, the new owner's taken over.
Who's going to feature? Like Fabian's been very prominent late.
Yeah.
Poor old Gaytok.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is a bit boring for our listeners. And now, Matthew, Matthew, I want to talk about this. And the Dylan Brown, obviously, we're still talking about Dylan Brown. So Sugar said, well, I just want to get my point across.
Yeah, I don't care.
Because you sort of just...
baby.
You didn't listen to me. If you were, say, the Dragons, for example.
Yep.
Because I said, would you sign Nathan Cleary to a 10-year contract? Sugar went, no, because he's going to be 36, blah, 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 blah. But if you're a Dragon supporter and you could get Nathan Cleary and the only way you're getting him out of Penrith is a 10-year deal, I'm saying I'd be for that. And I feel the Dragon supporters would be for that.
But hang on.
You know that it's not going to last.
But hang on. Who are you when you say that? Are you the general manager?
Yes, I'm the CEO of the Dragons.
Well, I do that because I won't be there in 10 years.
Yeah, but you said you wouldn't sign a player for 10 years.
I wouldn't. If I was guaranteed to be in my position for 10 years, I would not do it. But if what you're saying is true, yes, of course I would do it because I'm not going to be there anyway. Let's go and win now.
No, I'd say
I'd say
yes.
Nathan. If I was a club and I was running the club, if I owned a club, right? I own the club, this is what I'd do, and it's the same thing I would have done with Cameron Smith, with
Kalen?
Nathan.
What about Kalen? Would you take Kalen for 10 years?
He's a slightly different personality. What I'm meaning with Nathan is that I'm telling you right now, if something happened with Ivan, and he said, "Look, I can't coach for the rest of this season. Got a bit going on, mate." Nathan could. I'm telling you, Nathan could step straight in and coach that football side.
Yeah, I agree.
Right, he could do that. So with Nathan, it's a no-brainer. I offered Nathan a 10-year deal, of which, look, 7 or 8 of that might be playing, but it's a rolling on at the end of that for 3 years, so you move straight into a coaching role with a view, with him being the head coach, 4 or 5 years after he retires.
No.
So you're trying to sign him on you're signing him on for basically for life.
No coaching. No coaching. It's just 10 years. It's just...
10 years. I sign him, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
What about Harry Grant? You're the Dragons. Do you sign Harry Grant for 10 years? Now, I don't want to get my point across here, saying where Newcastle are coming from.
Fletch, I don't know, only because of the damage that, you get
playing in the middle,
inflicted to in the middle of the field.
Righto.
But and Harry plays a sort of slightly very, very different to Cameron Smith in the fact that Cameron was must have been like trying to tackle water. The way he just moved and he never got hit, and he really didn't have to play rugged, as such, and cop massive shots or put in big shots on. Harry, so you see, Harry does copy his fair degree of punishment through in the game. That's the only thing stopped me from signing Harry for 10 years. Well, I did one point try to get Newcastle to sign Harry.
10 years.
They weren't keen.
That's
a long time ago.
Yeah, they also tried to...
I've seen this player. Sunshine Coast Falcons. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
He plays with Coops. Oh, he's mates with a young bloke, is he? Yeah, but mate, he can really play. Yeah. Okay. So what's he doing, How old is he? He's 21. And he's still playing for the Sunshine Coast Falcons, really? Yeah. Anyway.
Well, they missed out on Boyd Cordner, too, and Latrell.
Yeah. GI.
And GI, that was... just going back to tackling water, you know what I've seen that's made a comeback? Waterbeds. Waterbeds are making a comeback.
Can't have it.
Did you ever get around the 80s phenomenon,
no.
which was the waterbed?
No.
You, Matthew?
Slept on a couple.
Yeah.
But did nothing for my pelvic stability.
Okay. Okay, well, they're making a comeback. So just to let you know, that was just a little bit tidbit.
What's your thoughts, Brian?
On what?
On the question you posed.
No. Because they can pop. They can easily pop. If you're up to some, if you're really violently having a dream, if you've got a night terror, you don't know what you're going to do.
Well, it's like the Olympics when they're sleeping on the cardboard beds.
Oh, yes.
Like a lot of it they thought was, it's myth, they're not that bad. But talking to athletes who were there, they're horrendous.
Yeah, they were the fold-up beds.
Yeah, the fold-up beds, yeah. So they did it trying to be smarty, saying, if two people jump on, it's going to collapse, no porking. You're going, well, they're adults. What's any of your business?
Yeah, true.
What are you, the
porking police?
The morality police?
Hey, Brian, now, the tourist has been bullying me in the area. He wants to know about Matthew's thoughts about the Bunnies.
Yeah.
So Jai Gray is airborne.
Yep. Oh, when the conundrum...
When and if Latrell comes back, what do you do, Matthew?
Wow. Look, if Latrell is 100% fit and firing, I want him right across the paddock. So I want him at fullback. But if they want to do a bit of a gently approach and say to mate, we're going to bring him back and we're not going to burn him out early, wait till he gets his full match fitness, then I think playing him in the centre could be, in the short term, a good idea. Particularly with young Gray being in great form. And just see how that dynamic plays out in the side. But look, long term, I love GI at fullback. Latrell when he's at fullback, full time. But when he's 100% fit. So, but short term, I see value putting him in left centre.
Okay, now Matthew, I'm going to change tact a little bit again here because I know this came across my desk. So a friend of mine, Scott Sattler, he said, have you heard the riddle that determines whether you are a psychopath or not? And I said to him, no, I haven't. So this is the riddle. And this is going to tell me a little bit about yourself, Joel, and you, Matthew.
Gotcha.
So a guy goes to the funeral of another male. And whilst at the funeral, both he and another young lady catch the eyes of each other. He thinks there is an attraction. But the funeral finishes and everyone says their goodbyes. A week later, he murders that young lady's mother.
Oh.
Why? Why has he done that?
Why has he murdered the young girl?
He just looked up at eyes. He just looked at her. They had no conversation. Why did he murder that young lady's mother?
Young lady's mother. You've squeezed that in.
No. A week later, he murders the young lady's mother. Why? Why has he done that? Now, I got it right, and I'm worried about myself.
So are you a psychopath then?
I'm a psychopath.
So he married the young lady's mother.
Say it again, Brian.
A guy goes to the funeral of another male.
Yeah.
And whilst at the funeral, both he and another young lady catch the eyes of each other. He thinks there is an attraction, but the funeral finishes and everyone says their goodbyes, so he hasn't spoken to her. A week later, he murders that young lady's mother. Why?
No comment.
You got it, Tourist? You can jump in.
I knew this, but I knew this beforehand.
Oh, did you?
I did, but I didn't get it originally. I didn't know.
Oh, right.
Did you get it naturally?
It's a family member? Is he a family member?
No, it's got nothing to do with their relationships.
But you nailed this, Brian.
I nailed it, and he called. And Scotty Sattler, he of the hairy knuckle variety, he said, Brian, you're a psychopath.
Yeah.
So what is it, Fletch?
Give us a clue.
Okay, he was very attracted to this girl.
Right.
So what do you do when you see someone and you think there's a bit of a connection? You want to see her again. And where's she going to turn? And where's she going to turn up?
Oh.
So I said to see her again? Question mark. And he went, "You're a psychopath." I am a psychopath.
Mate, I mean, whatever happened to just parking out the front of the house for a while?
I know.
You are a psychopath, Brian.
We've got a text here, Dave from Sea Spray.
Stop saying we've got a text here. You've got 80 million texts here.
Sorry.
One of the texts.
Dave from Sea Spray, can you ask Matthew, MJ, if he is excited as Joel about the AFL breaking their all-time attendance record for a single round?
Rat's ass.
No, I can't. I must say it doesn't. He impacts me in no way, shape, or form.
Okay.
I just who's the side most likely to win the AFL?
We call that the flag. I would say reigning premiers Brisbane. They'd be up there.
Oh yeah, they're still going.
And Footscray are looking really good this morning.
Footscray, please.
Yeah. Love the Scrays. Yeah, big time.
The Bloods.
Yeah.
What have you been up to, Matthew? This early on this week. Have you got anything good coming up Friday or?
Mate, no, pretty quiet, Fletch. You know, just sort of bumping around and went out in the water a little bit today.
I'm looking getting out in the water. Yeah.
Yeah, we've been out in the water. Water's very, very good at the moment. I had actually a bit of a scare. There was I was out there, out toward the Long Reef out there, which is quite sharky, and there was a little bit of swell out there, and something just went straight underneath my board, of which it's a little bit like, you know, when you're on a stand-up paddleboard, you're fine. But all of a sudden, if something just swims under you, which you suspect might be a shark, suddenly you get a little bit less even foot.
Oh, yeah.
It was a little bit scary.
Why have you taken up the stand-up paddleboard? I'm just wondering why. Like, I would think it would go like this in the order of surfcraft.
Apparatus.
Yep.
I feel that it would be the hand surfer would be at the timber one. That'd be
right. Yeah.
Actually, no. I would say that's actually third. Third would be hand surfer, 2 boogie board, first glass board or coolite, and then way down the bottom would be a stand-up paddleboard. Actually, I'd have a canoe in there, then a stand-up paddleboard. Or actually, I'd have one of those blow-up long ones you used to have, those rubber mats.
Oh, yeah.
Why, Matthew? Why a stand-up paddleboard? Where's this come
Fletch,
from?
it gets me out on the water. And because, mate, I used to surf quite a bit, but I went from shortboard to mini mal.
Yep.
But what I actually started to do, whenever I surfed, mate, that night I couldn't sleep because of my neck and my back, because the arthritis, like it would honestly would kill. And after having back surgery, I just can't do it. That whole motion of
neck up paddling.
All that's, mate. It ruins me. And so these days, mate, just up on the feet.
Okay.
Just start on the feet, end on the feet, paddle around, getting a bit of sun kissed, and I don't know where I'm going with this.
And just on that, Shane Herring unfortunately tragically passed away. So Shane Herring was from DY, and that was that famous. Kelly Slater came through and won his first. That was the year he won his first world title, and they say that Shane Herring was the only one who could compete with Kelly Slater at the time. Kelly Slater actually gave him a great tribute today.
How old, Brian?
53.
Yeah, that's
so tragically he fell down the stairs in his
When was
unit.
that, Fletch?
That was yesterday.
Oh no!
So, unfortunately.
Oh wow!
Yeah, he was a gun.
Really?
I got his book here on his dad just lived just up the road from Joey. Oh man, that's tragic.
Yeah,
that is terrible.
So it was
wasn't
great.
Geez, that's awful.
So I don't want to bring it down, but
where do we go from here?
we do this. This is a text from Damo. Hey Matty, was it Shane Richardson under your board? Damo from Narra.
I haven't heard. I expected a text or something from Richo after the other night we were playing Morning Glory Jeopardy. Which the question was, Fletch, what was it? What?
Who? You know how you got to
answer
Jeopardy as a question?
Reversing,
That's the answer. So it was danced topless, roller skated topless in front of Mark Wahlberg in the movie Boogie Nights.
Oh, who was?
Yeah, who is? So we had Campbell Graham on.
Yes.
Yep. And it was the answer was going to be a Campbell or a Graham. Who was it going to be?
Naomi Campbell.
No. It was actually Heather Graham, but Matthew piped up and said, Shane Richardson.
Who is Shane Richardson?
Anyway,
it's just a matter of time. Until Richard reaches out to us and says,
Matthew.
Shut down the barbershop.
Mate, you're off the hook. You're off the hook thanks to New Tech Brian with a PNU.
Oh, like pneumatic?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Okay. I like that sort of funky stuff.
And by the way, our man chimes into the back line every when, Brian?
He'll come every Tuesday and every Thursday.
Yeah, but when does he host the show?
Oh, Friday, 9 a.m.
Yeah, that's right.
I listen to it all the time. Him, the Beak, Webby, and that big bloke, the Bigfoot, who's got too much to say now. What's his name?
Yeah.
No, I love
the
him.
Big Yeti.
Yeah, I'm with him. Tourist is bullying us again. We've got to go. Good on you, Matty.
Right, lads. Good on you, boys.
See you,
Have
mate.
a beer.
See you, mate. You're still here? We'll see more on the Joel and Fletch socials and catch us live on SEN Radio. Because if you don't, you're an A grade. But if you do, you're the absolute Mickey.